How 16-year-old Melanie Parra shocked the volleyball world. It was September 30th, 2018, the game between Mexico and Argentina played in Yokohama, Japan, during the 2018 FIVB Women's Volleyball World Championship. Samantha Bricio was the difference as Mexico edged Argentina 3-0 in a closely fought encounter in the 2018 FIVB Volleyball Women's World Championship on Sunday, scoring 21 points, including 5 aces, to deliver Ricardo Naranjo's side their first win in Pool A at this year's competition. Bricio notched the most points for Mexico, but 16-year-old Melanie Guadalupe Parra Quintero was the star of the show, putting up 18 points, 17 of which came from spikes. As a young talent, Parra was selected to play for her state of Sinaloa in a nationwide tournament when she was just 12 years old. This launched a meteoric rise that landed her a spot on the under-18 Mexican national team, just 1 year later as a 13-year-old. She said that playing for the national team was like being in another world, and admitted that she had never thought it was possible to represent her country at such a young age. As ironic as it sounds, volleyball wasn't something that caught her eye when she was a kid. It all started thanks to her older sister, Estefania, who led her to the sport when she was just 5 years old. Parra said how she was actually into jazz and that her sister was the one who wanted to play volleyball, so their mom put both of them into a small league so they could learn the sport. As volleyball was just starting to show signs of future potential in Mexico at the time, Melanie used to beg her mother not to take her to practices, but after a year, sparked by the structure and exercise it provided, she started to show passion for the sport. The 2018 FIVB Women's World Championship was the 18th edition of the event, contested by the senior women's national teams of the members of FIVB, the sport's global governing body. The final tournament was held in Japan from September 29 to October 20, 2018. The Final Four was held at the Yokohama Arena in Yokohama. This was the first all-European final in the Women's World Championship history and the first final since 1990 that did not feature a team from the Americas. Reigning Olympic champions China was the third-place match, defeating the Netherlands in straight sets. For the first time since the 1974 championship in Mexico, no team from the Americas reached the Final Four. Samantha Bricio was the difference as Mexico edged Argentina 3-0 in a closely fought encounter in 2018 FIVB Volleyball Women's World Championship on Sunday, scoring 21 points, including 5 aces, to deliver Ricardo Naranjo's side their first win in Pool A at this year's competition. Bricio notched the most points for Mexico, but 16-year-old Melanie Guadalupe Parra Quintero was the star of the show, putting up 18 points, 17 of which came from spikes. As a result, the match started at a ferocious pace with both teams, who had never faced each other at a major world-level competition, seeking to gain the initiative. In a sign of things to come, it was Parra who got the first point on the board with an unstoppable spike. But while she was to go on to be the standout player in this game, it was Mexico captain Rangel who shone in the first set, soaring through the air time and again to deliver 9 points, all from spikes, and help her side to win 25-20 first set win. Bricio then stepped up to the plate in a second set that swung to and fro, delivering 7 points, 3 of which came on serve, including back-to-back aces to make it 24-23. The second of those was challenged unsuccessfully by Argentina, and although Bricio's next serve was returned, Parra was on hand to slam it back and put Mexico 2-up. Melanie Parra, who was forced off injured in Saturday's loss to Cameroon, came into her own in the third set, contributing 7 more points on spikes plus a single ace as her side once again kept their noses just in front of a spirited Argentina side to seal a straight sets win. Although Mexico lost against Brazil on October 8, 2018 in Nagoya, Japan, Mexico did a fine job with reception in the match, repeatedly handling difficult serves and spikes from their powerful opponents. The score was tight, and Parra alone secured amazing 17 points for her team. Brazil showed more fight in the second set and was down 8-7 at the first TTO. A block by Adenisia da Silva moves Brazil ahead 11-10. Brazil opened up the lead to 16-13 at the second TTO on a big spike by Caixeta. Mexico kept it close but was unable to retake the lead. An ace by Melanie Parra tied it at 23-23, but Brazil won a rally to get set point at 24-23 and took the set 25-23 on a spike by Caixeta. Mexico came back in the fourth set to make it close again. They trailed 12-11 midway through. Parra delivered an ace as Mexico pulled within one at 15-14. Brazil continued to proceed in a determined manner and won 25-19 on a block by Thaisa Dayer de Menezes. When Parra went on to become a member of the senior Mexican national team, she helped them to a fourth-place finish at 2018 Central American and Caribbean Games. This quick ascension to the senior ranks required Parra to compete against athletes much older than her, a fact which served as motivation to dedicate herself 100% to the sport. She even said in an interview that she was amazed by the things she managed to accomplish at such a young age. Elliot first saw Parra play on the Mexican national team when she was 16 years old. During Parra's subsequent visit to the University of Texas at Austin with her mother, the two were both blown away by the resources offered to student athletes. They also were impressed by the sheer amount of support the team receives, made evident by the number of fans who pour into Gregory Gym for every match. Ultimately, though, it was UT Austin's offerings not only in the athletic department, but also academically that brought Parra to campus. With her commitment, Parra brought to the court the best hand-eye coordination Elliot had ever seen, according to the head coach at the tail end of his 24th season. That particular skill set eventually resulted in a devastating serve that is hard to return, let alone duplicate. After receiving encouragement from Elliot and the staff, Parra moved away from a jump topspin serve and started experimenting with hybrid options. In making the best use of her impeccable hand-eye coordination, Parra stuck with a hybrid serve that meshes a jump floater with topspin, combining unique spin with unpredictable movements. Her sister says that this is a huge and unique weapon that nobody else has, and that can't be duplicated. As with other elite volleyball programs, another challenge for Parra and everybody else on the roster is adjusting to different roles in the team. In the era of the transfer portal, a recently developed database for student athletes seeking to transfer and continue their academic and athletic careers at different institutions, year-over-year rosters are more fluid than they've ever been. Parra played 2 seasons for the Longhorns from 2021 to 2022. She brings a championship pedigree north from Austin and from her native Culiacan, Mexico. She helped Texas capture the 2022 NCAA Volleyball Championship in December. Her arrival added a versatile dimension to TCU's stable of outside hitters, as she often played all 6 rotations for the Longhorns. She tallied 192 digs, 93 kills, 68 service aces, and 15 blocks across 59 matches played over her 3-year run in the capital city. She appeared in 21 of 29 matches on Texas championship winning squad last fall. She delivered her top 2 collegiate offensive performances during non-conference play when she landed a career-high 15 kills in a sweep of UC Davis on September 7. She again hit double digits in kills 8 years later in a 4-set win over Houston, tallying 12 kills against a career-best .476 hitting percentage. She etched her name onto the Longhorns' program record book as a freshman in 2021 when she led the Longhorns with 60 service aces and averaged 0.61 aces per set to notch a single-season school record, and she also finished 4th on the team in digs. TCU volleyball bolstered an already deep nucleus and outside hitter on Friday as head coach Jason Williams announced the signing of University of Texas transfer Melanie Parra to the Horned Frogs 2023 roster.